Shalom, Salawam, Habari, Mambo VP. What's up, family? Greetings. Good afternoon. Good evening, wherever you are across the world. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Diaspora Connect. This is Wanda, and welcome to the channel. If you don't know, I am born and raised in America. I repatriated to Dar es Salaam, Tanzania back in July of 2020, and I have been here for almost 5.5 years now. 4.5 years now. Sorry. 4.5 years now, and I have made a life for me here in Tanzania. I created a business, it's a consultation business, and other things. So when you create a business, usually you can expand it, and add other businesses underneath it. So I'm working on that right now. But yeah, so I've been here and been living life, been learning the language, and yeah, all that good stuff. So anyway, I decided to do this video today because I wanted to talk about the Gambia. I want to talk about the Gambia, y'all. Now, this is for my diaspora, those historic diaspora, the ones who were dispersed during the transatlantic slave trade over 500 years ago. This video is for you. Um, if you are in the West, you want to relocate, visit, do business, or whatever in Africa, right? And you do your research. Lately, there have been a lot of demises of unalivements or demises of our diaspora people in the Gambia, the Gambia. So that would not that right at this point that should not be a place that anybody decides to go to. I'm sorry, Gambians, but it's just not safe for us. And I want to do this video because I know it's cheap, and a lot of people want to go there because it's cheap and it's easy to get residency and all this. But these people are not wanting you to be there. Like they're making it crystal clear that, and it's not all the Gambians, so I'm not gonna throw all them under the bus because I'm sure the Gambians are nice people just like everywhere else. But the in the last year or so, there have been a lot of unalivements or demises of our people. This is at an alarming rate. Black, British, African Americans, alarming. So I personally would recommend you find another country that you want to go to. Another country, there are other countries that are not as expensive. Yes, a little bit more difficult with the residency and the citizenship, so you have to go through certain hoops. But take that chance, yeah, because Gambia for diaspora is not the ideal place right now until they get a hold of this situation with the unalivement of our people, with the demises. And see, they don't do autopsies, so all this is happening, and we really don't know. I think for two of them right now, out of the 9 or 10 of us that have been found unalived there in the Gambia in a year or so, I think two of them was obvious that um, they were unalived by somebody. Um, Specifically. The other ones, like in their sleep, they didn't wake up. They just under mysterious circumstances, right? So, and they don't do autopsies. So, unless your family gets an independent autopsy, you won't even nobody will know exactly what happened to you. So that's another thing. So Gambia, yeah, find another country if you want to be in West Africa. Go to Sierra Leone, go to Ghana, go to Nigeria. I mean, other places where this is not happening to us because you see this happening and you don't want to ignore it and just continue to go there. Um, it appears that families have not been having as many problems in the Gambia like a husband and a wife, but not that robbery it has not occurred and all that. So, um, and you can get robbery is everywhere. I even got robbed as well. So, robbery can happen across the continent anywhere you go. So that part, just prepare for that in terms of where you live, your safety, make sure everything is, where you live, the area, just check it out and make sure you consult with another diaspora that have boots on the ground in whatever country you decide that you want to repatriate to. But Gambia is a no-go, in my opinion, for diaspora. So please spread the word, share this video. If anybody that you know in the West that interested in repatriating or relocating, I say relocating back to Africa or visiting, doing business, please consider another country outside of Gambia right now until they figure out what is going on with the unalivements of our people. Um, like I said, no, I'm not bashing the Gambia. I'm not bashing the people. I'm just saying, based on the last year or so of the unalivements, the high number of unalivements of our people, whether it's under suspicious circumstances, and yes, it is dangerous in America, and it's happening to us in America as well. But we're leaving America because it's happening there, right? So we know it's happening in America to a lot of the black people. So we're leaving there to come to Africa where we want to feel safe. We want to be secure. So that's why we're leaving. So we know it's happening in America. So we can't compare America to the continent. We can't compare America to the Gambia because they're leaving America to come to Gambia to be safe, not for the same thing to happen in the Gambia as is happening to Black people in America. So this is where the issue comes in. You leave a hostile, toxic, unsafe environment where everybody's, the police are mistreating us, unaliving us under suspicious circumstances, hanging us from, suspending us from trees, and shooting us, all kind of stuff. Our women are coming up missing, all that in America. So we're leaving there to come to the continent to feel safe. We don't want to have to go to, a lot of us don't want to have to go to Asia. We want to be around people that look like us. We want to be around other Black people, other African people. A lot of us don't want to go to Asia, and some of us are going to Asia or the Dominican Republic, or you know, where the Mexicans are, the Spaniards are. Like me personally, I don't want to live around anyone else except for African people that look like me. So um, a lot of us feel that way. So a lot of us want to come back to the motherland. We want to come back to Africa to relocate, but we have to be safe. We have to feel safe. We have to research these countries. And if you do some research in the Gambia, they have had a history or some issues in the past with foreigners. I think something happened with Ghanaians in Gambia. A couple of Ghanaians got unalived there too in the past. So just do research. You want to go to a country that has a history of being a safe country. Now I know Uganda and Rwanda has a history of genocide. So, take that in consideration. But for me personally, this is me. Um, I'm coming from a country that has a history of genocide, right? America. I don't want to go to another country that has a history of genocide, like Rwanda, like Uganda. It's just me. I personally, because in that atmosphere, you can feel that. In the atmosphere, you can sense that something in the atmosphere. And I want to be in an atmosphere, an environment where I feel like safe, I feel peace, um, stuff like that. So that's how I felt. Even when I went to Ghana, I visited Ghana, stayed for 2 weeks. I felt safe. Um, I didn't feel like that was where I needed to be personally. I did fall in love with it. It's beautiful. No shade on Ghana. But when I came to Tanzania had my heart. So I knew that this is where I wanted to be. And I know they don't have citizenship. So that being the case, I decided I'm going to work around it. I'm going to create a business. I'm going to do the whole residency, whatever, I'm going to do that, even though they don't have citizenship. So, and also for me, I did visit Zambia because that was another country that I was thinking about maybe relocating to, Zambia, and it's right, not far from Tanzania. And then you have Kenya right next door. So there are countries also over here. You have Burundi, you have Malawi over here. There are 6 countries that border Tanzania. So, um, Zambia was landlocked. That's another thing. I don't really want to be in a landlocked country. I prefer to be around the peninsula, around the coast. I like coastal climates and coastal environments. And so that's another thing. But so when you do your research, look at the country, find out, how many of us are there. Yes, there are a lot of us in Gambia, and that's a very small country, but there are more in Ghana, and Tanzania, and Kenya, and South Africa. Some of us are going to Namibia, Botswana. We're branching out more towards the south again. So Gambia is just a no-go, family. Just wait, especially if you're a single woman, family. Wait, wait, wait. And before you decide that you want to, visiting is one thing, but living there, trying to do business, trying to build, and yes, you can buy land, it's cheaper and it's easier, and you can do business, all this, but you have more of uh, poverty, more poverty in that country, so you can be a target. And so, yes, we can be targets all over the continent, but when you come to a country that's a little bit more uh, financially sound. They have a little bit more. They have the bigger major cities like Nairobi. You have Dar es Salaam. You have Nigeria and Ghana. You have the development going on. You have that middle class, and that upper class is pretty hefty. And same thing with Tanzania. The middle class has really grown since 2020. Since I've been here, I've noticed the difference. So it's a when you're in an environment like that, it's a little bit more safe instead of you being in an environment where majority of the people are less fortunate than you or lower income than you become kind of a target. And a lot of us, we tend to work more with the locals. We want to do business. We want them to pay them to do things in our house and help us, drive us, and all this. We do more with them than some other foreigners do. So you start to let them into your private circle, and you start to share more with them, and they start to be around you and hear things or whatever. So it can be a little unsafe in countries where the resources are very limited, and then you come with resources. Even if you don't come with a lot, you have more than them. So Gambia, y'all, find another country. You want to be in West Africa, look at Senegal, look at Benin and Togo, I guess. Look at Ghana, Nigeria, whatever. But yeah, Gambia is not safe. It's just not safe. I'm sorry, it's not safe based on what I've been seeing, what's going on with our people, especially for middle age, retirement age. Yeah, be very prayerful about going over there. Um, and of course, all throughout the continent of Africa, there is voodoo, juju, witchcraft, or whatever. That's everywhere. You got that in America. You have to be prayed up. You have to have a faith in, I would say specifically, the uncreated creator, the one that created you. All these other things, I'm not into. African spirituality, all this stuff, I'm not into none of that stuff. I'm just into the one who created me, the one who fashioned me from the dirt, from the soil, that created me with his, well, created our man with his hands, and then created us outside of the man, the women. So I worship that one. I don't worship the moon, the universe, the sun, the stars, all that. I don't worship none of them. I don't say the universe did nothing for me. I say the Most High did it for me, because I only worship him. So you have to have a spiritual connection for protection. You have to be spiritually protected when you come to the continent. You need to be spiritually protected when you live in America too, because there's so much going on. So yeah, Gambia, find another country. That's basically, I want to do this video about Gambia. So much going on. I'm seeing this with our suspicious passings of our brothers and sisters, unalivements over there in Gambia. No, it's been too many in one year, almost about 10 now, 8, 9, or 10 within a year. That's way, way too much on the continent of any place that on the continent of any place. This is not happening to any of the diaspora except for there like that. So kind of find another country. Don't go to Gambia. I'm just saying, for safety reasons. For safety reasons. And I know the U.S. puts out this warning about certain countries, because they had Tanzania on the list when I was coming. And yeah, I'm like, yeah, it's nothing like they tried to say. They do that to all African countries, but Gambia, we've been seeing, based on our brothers and sisters' demises. And recently, I heard that a woman was found recently. A middle-aged woman was found hung. She was hung over there in the Gambia. So no go. Gambia is a no go. Okay. So anyway, Thank you so much for tuning in. Decided to do this video today, and I want to be more consistent. So I wanted to talk about this and tell my brothers and sisters. So please, please do your due diligence in choosing a country, reaching out to the diaspora that we can help you. We can give you advice. We can make sure you're good. Um, yeah, especially if you're a single woman or woman with children, you need to make sure you reach out to another, diaspora, primarily maybe a woman or a couple, married couple, whatever. But if you are single, it's always good to reach out to another single woman that's here because you don't want no issues, reaching out to married couples sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes they're like, oh, my husband, this. Like, I never been like that, but some people are like that. So just see if you can reach out to someone that's single like you, um, so you won't have any issues. So, but anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll do another video in the next couple of days. I wanted to say, shalom. Shalom, peace, family. See you guys in the next video.